You're earning more than you ever have. And somehow, it's not enough. The rent went up. The groceries went up. Your insurance, your electricity, your phone plan, everything went up. And your pay rise, that was 3%. Maybe. So you sit there at the end of the month, staring at your bank account, doing the maths in your head, and it just doesn't add up. You're not living large. You're not blowing it on holidays or designer gear. You're just living. And it's bleeding you dry. So the question that's sitting in the back of your mind, the one you're maybe too scared to Google, is this. How much do I actually need to be okay in this country? Not rich, not retired at 40, just okay, comfortable, not stressed every time you open your banking app. That number exists. And by the end of this video, you're going to know it. But I promise you, it's not what you think. And more importantly, it's going to tell you something about why you feel the way you feel right now. Let me paint you a picture. Her name's Jess. She's 29, lives in Brisbane, works in marketing, makes $82,000 a year, which if you told your parents that, they'd probably say, "Oh, you're doing well for yourself." But here's Jess's actual life. Rent for a two-bedder she shares with a housemate, $100 a month, her share. Groceries? She's careful. Shops at Aldi when she can, but it's still $350 a month. Car insurance, registration, petrol, another $400. Health insurance, because she's terrified of the Medicare gap. Utilities, internet, subscriptions she keeps meaning to cancel. And by the time she's paid all of it, she's got maybe $200 left over. $200 for fun, for savings, for her future. One unexpected bill, a tire blowout, a dental visit, a speeding fine. And she's behind. Jess isn't bad with money. Jess isn't reckless. Jess is just living in Australia in 2026. And if that sounds familiar, stay with me, because there's a specific reason this is happening, and it's not your fault. Now here's the question everyone asks, but nobody answers properly. What does comfortable even mean? And this is where it gets interesting, because researchers, actual economists, have tried to put a number on this. And the figure that comes up again and again for a single person living in a capital city in Australia? Around $90,000 to $95,000 a year after tax. Let that sink in. Not $90K gross, take home, which means you'd need to be earning somewhere north of $130,000 before the ATO takes their slice. That's the comfort number. That's enough to cover rent, food, transport, a bit of saving, a holiday once a year, dinner out without anxiety. And the median full-time wage in Australia right now? Just under $100,000 gross. Which sounds close, until you realize the median means half the country earns less than that. And after tax, $100K gross becomes roughly $73,000 in your hand. We are a nation of people who are $20,000 short of comfortable, and nobody talks about it like that. But here's where it gets real, because the number shifts dramatically depending on where you live. Sydney, mate? Forget it. That comfortable number jumps closer to $105,000 take-home for a single person. Try finding a one-bedder in the inner suburbs for under $2,500 a month. Good luck. Melbourne's not far behind. Perth has gone mental in the last 2 years. Rent there has spiked harder than almost anywhere else in the country. Even regional towns that used to be the affordable escape? Those days are fading fast. So the city you were born in, or moved to for work, or stayed in because your family's there, it doesn't just shape your lifestyle. It shapes whether your income is enough, or whether you're just running in place. And here's what I want you to sit with for a second. This isn't a spending problem. It's a structural problem. Housing costs in Australia have grown at 3 times the rate of wages over the past decade. 3 times. You didn't fail to keep up. The system lapped you. Now, what about if you've got a partner? Kids? This is the part nobody warned you about. For a couple, no kids, both working, the comfortable threshold climbs to around $140,000 to $160,000 combined. That sounds more achievable. 2 incomes, split the rent, share the bills. Except here's the trap. The moment you add a child to that equation, you're not adding costs linearly, you're multiplying them. Childcare in Australia is one of the most expensive in the developed world. Before subsidies, full-time care for one child can run $130, $150, sometimes $180 a day depending on where you are. So the parent, usually mom still, in most households, does the maths, goes back to work 3 days a week, earns say $60,000 pro rata, and after childcare, might net $8,000 for the year. $8,000 for a year of working. It's not that Australians don't want to work. It's that the maths tells them not to. And then someone wonders why the birth rate is falling. But here's what I want to leave you with. And this is the part that actually matters. Knowing the number, really knowing it, changes something in your head. Because when you're sitting there feeling like you're failing, like everyone else has figured something out that you haven't, like you're just bad at this, knowing that the number is genuinely hard to reach is not an excuse. It's the truth. You're not imagining it. You're not soft. The cost of living in Australia in 2026 is objectively brutal by historical standards. Rents are at record highs. Mortgage stress is at levels we haven't seen since the early 90s. Every trip to Woolies hurts in a way it didn't 5 years ago. And you are not the only one doing the quiet maths at 11 p.m., wondering if you're ever going to feel financially okay. So what do you actually do with this? You stop measuring yourself against a version of Australia that doesn't exist anymore. The old story, work hard, spend less, she'll be right, that was written for a different economy. Your job now is to understand the actual game, the 2026 version, and make decisions with clear eyes. That means knowing your real number, building around it, not punishing yourself for not hitting a target that 2/3 of Australians aren't hitting either. You're not behind, you're in the middle of something genuinely hard. And that, knowing that, is actually where it starts to get better. Question 1. What city are you in? And honestly, does your income feel like it's enough right now? Drop it below, I genuinely want to know. Question 2. What's the one expense in your life that's gone mental in the last 2 years? For me, it's groceries, but I want to hear yours. If this video hit close to home, the next one's going to help even more. It's about the exact savings rate Australians need right now based on their income. Not the American advice, not the UK advice, the actual Aussie number. It's right here. I'll see you there.